Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of New Orleans Secrets Online. Or, as my colleague Roger recently said in one of his videos, the Quarantine Chronicles. And no, I'm not at all jealous that he came up with a better name for it than I ever could. Once again, my name is Ty, and today I want to talk to you not only a bit about New Orleans history, but also a little bit about my own personal family history, and where the two of those overlap. Which actually happens a couple of different times. It's not like either side of my family is an old name of New Orleans, but given the fact that both sides did immigrate here to this city in the 20th century, we've had a few chances to go ahead and leave our mark on the local history. And one of those chances intersects with the story of Lee Harvey Oswald. He's known, historically of course, as the man who shot President John F. Kennedy on November 22nd, 1963 in Dallas, Texas. But what a lot of people don't know, or at least people who aren't obsessed with the Kennedy assassination, is that Lee Harvey Oswald was actually from New Orleans. In August of 1963, Lee Harvey Oswald walks into a French Quarter shop called Casa Cuba, owned by a man named Carlos Brunier. Or, put another way, he walks into the store owned by my great-granduncle. That's my grandmother's uncle, for those of you keeping track at home. When he was in the shop, Oswald tries to convince Brunier that he was a government operative putting together a strike team to invade Cuba and take it back from Fidel Castro. According to family legend, Carlos at this point knows that this guy is just a weirdo who's full of himself, or is maybe even someone trying to infiltrate his own anti-Castro organization. So he politely tells him that he'll think about it, and then asks him to leave the shop. And that would be the end of my family's brush with this would-be assassin. But then, a few days later, one of Carlos's friends runs into the store, and he tells him, "You remember that guy who came in here a couple days ago talking about wanting to overthrow Castro?" "Yeah, I guess so. Why?" "He's passing out flyers a few blocks away talking about how the United States shouldn't overthrow Castro." This infuriates Carlos, so he gets a couple of his friends together, they run on over to confront Lee Harvey Oswald, tensions mount, and eventually Carlos and his friends end up kicking the ever-living snot out of the future presidential assassin. The police break up the fight and arrest everyone, but nothing really comes out of the arrests, so within a few days, Carlos basically just forgets about the whole thing. Until about 4 months later, when suddenly Carlos finds himself being interviewed by the FBI, the State Department, the Warren Commission, you name it. This altercation has actually been referenced, recreated, reenacted in countless pieces of media, including the single most prestigious dramatization of the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, the Season 5 premiere of Quantum Leap. This is a fairly unique and very strange bragging point I'm able to have, that one of my family members beat up a presidential assassin, and this is just one of the many ways the roots of my family dig deep into the soil of New Orleans. Folks, if you enjoyed this little history lesson combined with some of my own family history, please consider leaving a tip. It does help me and my other out-of-work colleagues very much at this point in time. Please also like and share the video around. It does actually help us out with algorithm and metrics and things like that. Stay safe, be well, and hopefully we'll all be meeting up again together in New Orleans real soon.